tried to decorate. One of her favorite rooms, Sister Deal, decorating was the dining room. In our dining room, there was a china cabinet. Nobody could touch the china cabinet. We had a fancy dining room table that nobody ate at the dining room table. We even had a lace tablecloth, and you could not touch the lace tablecloth. I'm telling you, it looked like an episode of Soul Food at my mama's house. But what really got to me was that on top of the dining room table, there was a bowl of fruit. I can remember clear as day, Sister Putney, this bowl of fruit looked good to me. Listen, I was 5 years old, and all I saw was that bowl of fruit, wanting me to grab at it, wanting me to eat a bite of that apple. Yeah, in the bowl there were grapes, there were bananas, there were oranges, but I saw a nice, bright, shiny red apple. This bowl of fruit was the best bowl I've ever seen in my life. And so I went after the apple in hopes to bite it and get a snack during the day. But don't you know, Asbury, I got my feelings hurt that day. When I discovered the apple in that fruit bowl was not even real. The apple was in fact plastic. It was only there for decoration. Y'all know how it goes. The apple, matter of fact, not even just the apple, but the entire bowl of fruit was there for your visual enjoyment and not for your physical sustenance. In other words, Asbury, it was phony. The bowl of fruit taught me something, Asbury. No matter how good we look on the outside, no matter how decorated we make ourselves every day, no matter how physically presentable we appear to our neighbor, we are no good to God if he can't use us on the inside. It does not matter what school you went to. It doesn't matter what car you drive. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you live in. If you're trying to be phony, God can't use you. Understand there's too much going on around us, and we can't afford to be phony. There are people who are spiritually starving, folk who are mentally malnourished, and their faith is famished. The last thing they need is a church that is phony, like a bowl of plastic fruit. Oh, my Asbury family, we are at a point where we are doing what we do so we can be an example to somebody else. And you can't be an example if you're sitting there trying to be phony. That's why I always come to church with the same goal in mind. Sunday after Sunday, I'm not here trying to outshine somebody else. I'm not here trying to pass notes in service. I'm not here trying to climb the ranks in the conference. But I'm here, watch this y'all, to be used by God and God alone. Truth is, Asbury, being artificial will not help anybody. But being used by God will be a blessing to everybody. That's why I can't afford to be phony. I can't be fake with it. I can't play pretend. I'm not sitting here playing church. But I want God to be glorified by what I do. Understand this morning, that's the challenge in the epistle of James, chapter 4, verses 1 through 6. He wanted the church folk to stop being phony toward each other so God can use them. Here's what happened in the text. The scene behind this letter shows us there was an argument among church folk. Big surprise, right? The argument was fueled by the desire to obtain material things for their own pleasure. They wanted to satisfy their emotions and their egos by the material things they accumulated in life. They wanted robes, they wanted rings, they wanted shiny things. Verse 3 shows how they had the nerve to ask for blessings from God. And after they asked for blessings and received these blessings, they wasted what God gave them. They weren't trying to be a blessing to somebody else. They were just trying to show off the folk around them. See, the stuff they got, guess what, y'all? They did not need it. And on top of that, they were arguing over status and position in the church. It wasn't helpful to anybody. They did not need another title at the end of their name. They did not need another fundraiser. They did not have to do another program. They didn't need a new church sign. They just wanted to show off to somebody else. And because of this behavior, it led them to a culture of arrogance in the church. Stay with me, y'all. See, arrogance is nothing but a false sense of self-esteem. Y'all write that down. See, if you don't want folk to get close to you, then you'll act high and mighty with your nose up in the air. If you really don't want folk to see what you're made of, distance yourself from the folk who really love you. Oh, you know how we do that in church. We know how to act phony real good. Amen, lights and walls. See, when folk ask you in church, is everything all right? And you say yes, followed by that infamous church smile. Y'all know about the church smile. That's like brand new. Then we really acting phony. Well, what's even worse, Asbury, we put up a wall so no one can get through to us. See, I got a wall up to hide my scars. I got a wall up to hide my tears. I got a wall up to hide the fact that I've been molested. I got a wall up to hide the fact that I've been laid off for the second time. I got a wall up letting you know, listen, I don't want you to know my financial troubles. I got a wall up hiding who I am on the inside. I got a wall up to hide who I am and so folk won't get close to me. I got a wall up to protect me from being exposed. I've got my wall up.